This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.
The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has returned the candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Senator Monday Okpebholo, as the winner of the gubernatorial elections in Edo State. Senator Okpebholo polled 291,667 votes ahead of his closest contenders from the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, and the Labour Party. Now, while immediate reactions from the state have ranged from jubilation to protest, the sitting governor, Godwin Obaseki, was reported to have been barred from entering the INEC office when he paid them a visit in the early hours of Sunday morning. Joining us this morning is Edo-based journalist Tony Abolo to give us a sense of how the elections played out over the weekend. Mr. Abolo, good morning and thank you for joining us on the conversation.
Good morning.
We would like to begin by getting the reactions in Edo State today following the announcement of the results.
Well, it's somber. Because a lot of things are playing out. We revisit to how come PDP that was favored didn't get to win. And again, there's a total distrust of INEC. The votings were quite peaceful throughout. That was something to be cheered up about. And we also saw, because the weather wasn't too clement, the voters were not really large. After all, again, when you had those who were registered to vote about 2-point-something million, then you end up having something like 500,000, which seems to always be the end result. Then you wonder what exactly happened. There was apathy. Again, there was so much fear thrown at people, and people were slightly worried whether anything was going to happen. But by and large, people came to vote, and we depended on looking at the IREF to see where, and many people stayed back. I, for one, stayed back at my polling unit to ensure that results were uploaded, and many people insisted. And if those results that were at IREF, because people were not just flashing all sorts of so-called fake results, never mind what INEC said or what APC said, that they were fake results that were floating around the place. That cannot be true, because if they were derived from IREF, and so people saw what it was in real time. But then for you now to come and announce results that are in discrepancy, and we saw in some cases, apart from what the PDP now gave us a press conference last night, that look, there were incidents of where there was accreditation about 100 or something, then you return a figure of 2,000 as those who voted. I mean, it happens all the time. And so the thinking is, by Jove, we never seem to conduct elections in Nigeria. We've never had since 1959, please, for crying out loud.
So I think Mr. Abolo, if I may ask you this, right? Yes. I mean, just from what you're saying, there have been some concerns about a possible security situation in the aftermath of the announcement of the results, right? But we also know that Governor Obaseki has come out to ask for calm and quiet. What are you seeing on the ground? Is there a sense that there will be calm in the state?
Oh, yes, there will be calm. I mean, we're not a turbulent set of people. People may demonstrate, but not in a violent way. It's not going to reach that kind of crescendo. No, it won't reach that. No, I don't think anybody needs to be afraid that it will get to that. Yes, people will demonstrate. I'm in conversation with some of the officers. Well, like on the college now, what will now be called the opposition party. They're looking at the options of litigation. And of course, ensuring that you do it right, because we know that it's sad that we no longer end elections at the polling booth. The elections end at the judiciary, and that is becoming troublesome. So, but even if it goes to the judiciary, well, let's see how it plays out. All the fireworks and whatever it is, I hope all the evidences will be available, and that will now be the issue of contention. But as to the question you asked, whether there's going to be any untoward action, no, I don't. No. It won't get to that.
Now, Mr. Okpebholo, there are also reports coming out that the sitting governor or the outgoing governor, Godwin Obaseki, lost his polling unit. Can you speak to us about this?
No, not that. No, he didn't lose his polling unit. What the report ought to be saying is that by the time they declared the result, the LGA Oredo, that you lost it to APC, is the LGA. That is the accumulative result, not the unit. No, not that unit. No.
All right. Now, with this particular situation as it plays out, one of the things that also came out was the outgoing governor paying a visit to INEC's office on Sunday and being barred from entering the office. Was this a scheduled visit?
No, it was not. It was not scheduled. They all in the power game tend to do that kind of thing. One, he wanted to be there to ensure that there was no manipulation. That was why he visited the place. He has offered some explanation why he went, and I heard even as well went. And then there were DIG Mba now walked him off. Whether it was rude or it was possible or whatever it is, that is not maybe not what anybody can say except he was there physically. But the truth of the matter is that he went there and went at about 2 o'clock or so, and then by 4:10 or so in the morning, that's when words came, because there were some untoward things that they suspected could happen between that time, and so he thought it would also be there. He doesn't allow maybe other people to be there, maybe what he regarded as opposition to be there or around. He should also be there. So, but anyway, he was walked out.
Right. Can you talk to us about the numbers of people who came out to vote over the weekend? Did you witness a large turnout?
No. You see, like I said, the weather was not clement. It was almost drizzling in the early hours.
Talked about that.
And some people didn't
mentioned it in the
come out in great numbers. But as soon as the rain ceased around 10 o'clock, 11 people started to troop to their polling units. But there was even at least around Benin City, there wasn't such a large turnout. And even in the hinterland, it was campy. It wasn't much. Because there's growing appetite. From 2023, people are beginning to lose interest in the electoral process. That's what should be giving us concern. And it will be worse, I can assure you, going forward. I don't think many people are going to take any interest in elections. At least I can speak from Edo State, that people are not going to come out in large numbers. Not anymore. Because nobody trusts the system anymore. That is, in fact, all of us in the media ought to be very concerned and ought to be engaging the political actors who are engaged in the exercise of state capture. Because what has exactly played out in Edo State, let's face it, it's all the game plan of 2027. And, this is not how to go about it. Life is not all about elections. In between elections, there's governance. Do we get good governance in Nigeria? Not at all. Look at the economy. Look at the level of inflation. How much of foreign direct investments are coming in? How are lives of people improving? There you are in Lagos. How many people do we read and hear about people trying to jump into the lagoon to commit suicide? How many people are doing also terrible things to themselves? Why? People are throwing their babies inside rivers because they can't feed. So when that is all happening, that is a definition of poor governance. And as long as we're getting that, why should we be focused on elections? So I think we should be coming up to a point where if they want to put their people by themselves, they must do it. Because we're wasting money with INEC. Anybody can clearly see we're wasting money. Why don't we go into technology? Why don't we do things that are, what can I vote from my house? If I can move money, move millions, even from my room, why don't I vote from my house?
Right. Well, Mr. Okpebholo, it's definitely a conversation that will continue to be had. We do know that a constitution review is ongoing to see how we can improve Nigeria. But we'd like to say a very big thank you to you for joining us on the conversation this morning. Tony Abolo is a journalist based in Edo State, and he joined us to speak to the reactions of Edo State following the conclusion of the governorship elections over the weekend that saw the candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Senator Monday Okpebholo, returned as the winner of the elections. You're still on to Radio Now 95.3 FM Lagos. We urge you to stay tuned as we continue the conversation in just a moment.
This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.